Hi guys, happy Vlogmas day 7, and apart from filming the birds this morning and just taking a couple of stills of the morning, I have not picked the camera up at all. It has been one of those days where you feel you've kind of done some things and not really very productive, and you look at the time and you think, really? I did this? But actually it feels like you've achieved zero. So it's currently 3:30 in the Arvo, and yeah, I'm thinking of sorting out some of the boxes that have the cooking books in that have just been kind of tossed in the utility, and where the kitchen and everything runs, and you know all that saga. You've kind of followed me on the journey with it. So I go through some of the kitchen cabinets because some of the stuff was just tossed in there, and some of you might find it funny. Yes, there's actually even fabric in the kitchen cabinets along with some vintage pin-ins. So I may or may not set the camera up and film it. I mean, I don't know if you guys really want to see someone sorting through boxes and or kitchen cabinets, but then I'm saying this, and then regardless of whether I do it or not, and I'm asking you as if you're in the kitchen with me. Yeah, so that is my Arvo chore that I kind of need to do. It's one of those things where everything's chaos, isn't it, when you're doing ranos, painting, decorating, everything like that. Box everything up, kind of just put it mishmash anywhere, albeit as tidy as possible. And then you kind of almost, because it's ongoing for so long, and you kind of fall in that sense of, that sense of false sense of security, where you kind of, I suppose, get used to everything being kind of a little bit chaos, and it becomes not so chaotic, and therefore the brain kind of thinks, oh yeah, okay, I can live with that. And I'm thinking, no, I really need to get on and sort all my stuff out. And yeah, fabric in one of the kitchen cabinets along with a couple of vintage sewing patterns isn't really ideal, is it? But to be fair, it was cabinet space that was just empty anyway. And I'm thinking at the moment, because the shelves have not been created in the utility room, which is where the cooking books will go, I am just going to put them in the cabinet with the stuff that's in there, take that stuff out, and then place those cooking books. Going to go in there. And also, I don't know what's happened to the plumber. I think he's just completely disappeared off the face of the universe. So I'm now going to have to start looking for somebody else, which isn't really the best time of year to go and try and find someone, because the run up of Christmas, they are going to be so busy, but kind of need heating. So the only heating that is in my friend's house is the real fire in the living room and a little freestanding heater in the conservatory and my bedroom, because that part of the building is always the coldest. Now, although really the cold doesn't bother me, it's like when you kind of dry your laundry and things like that, you don't want damp, and pretty much all the hard work with decorating everything, you don't want any sort of damp mold spores or anything like that. I know I'm creating a really ugly picture here, aren't I? But it's reality, it's life. It happens in anyone's house, whether it's an old building, new building, whatever, it happens. Moisture is everywhere. Us breathing creates moisture, cooking creates moisture, boiling the kettle, running the faucet in the bath, sink, albeit you have windows open. I do have windows open to ventilate everything. It's still not enough. There's moisture everywhere. It's in the atmosphere. There's nothing you can do about it. So yeah, going to sort all of that out and see if I can get hold of anybody, so I keep you up to date, to see if I can find some sort of plumber to sort the boiler out. And because my friend's house is in an area where there's no gas, it is oil. So yeah, there's tin outside or oil, and throughout the building it's electric. So it is what it is. So a couple of people say, oh, you live in your friend's house? Yeah, that's right. I not in a position to own a house or anything like that, and it's kind of just the way it goes. You know, you rent with a friend and or you just rent on your own. Well, I know not technically on my own because I have my son always, and yeah, it's just the way it is. So, you know, I don't really know how I'm going to elaborate like that, but although my friend and I have known each other for many years, it's not always easy. So, and thankfully, well, that sounds cool saying that, doesn't it? Thankfully they're not always here, so, you know, that's fine for both of us. It's no big deal, but, you know, if it wasn't for them, you know, I'm eternally grateful. You know, T and I would probably be on the street, or worst case scenario, leave that to your imagination. Yeah, so I flip the camera around to show you the boxes and everything that needs sorting out in the cabinet, and then go from there. So I'll catch up with you in a bit. Right, so just to the left is the utility. You can see the boxes there with my books and probably a few other bits and pieces. Now obviously I cannot lift those because of my back and tummy, so TE will kindly lift the box off at the time, put it on the countertop. I'll lay a sheet of sorts down, so obviously with hygiene and everything. Yeah, now not all these books are going to fit in the kitchen cabinet. I need to sort through them, clean them off, tidying up and everything like that. Just over there, the boiler, closet, cabinet thing. Some of my tools there in the background. All my other tools are elsewhere. Some tiles still down there because the freezer door is a little bit I need to finish off tidying the bathroom actually. Just a broom, mop. Yeah, just your regular stuff. So yeah, gonna have me a bit of a tidy and clear out. So the other thing that's ticking me off is this second-hand camera that I film on, because I never purchase anything ever fully at the full price brand new. I was kind of find things frugally as best as I can on a budget, because why purchase brand new? Anyway, that aside, it's just doing these really annoying things, and you would have already heard the noise. There isn't really too much I can do about it, and it's something to do with inside the lens. Now it's got nothing absolutely to do with the focusing. That focusing sound is completely different. What I actually do, I'll move the camera, I'll probably just point it to the floor or something and move it, and it's just whatever the angle of the lens, and if you zoom in and out, it just makes this really horrible sound. And obviously because it's, you know, the built-in mic and everything, and it's a very sensitive mic, and therefore it just picks up any tiny minuscule sound. So anything kind of louder than that is really emphasised, and it just really annoys me, because it's like, it'll probably cost more than the actual camera getting it fixed. But if you guys have ever had that problem and you specifically know what it is and what causes it, please put it in the comments. Yeah, and then I'll probably go from there, but I'm going to have to get somebody to look at it. But sometimes they just charge you to look at it before they actually then go ahead and actually proceed with the issue, if it's an issue that actually can be fixed, but who knows. Anyway, try and film this as level as possible so the camera doesn't make that horrible sound. So this is one of the kitchen cabinets that I need to sort out. So yeah, so in that bag there, here's some vintage pattens, little ditty bag there with some fabric in. Yeah, and just some marker pins. It's all leftover thrifted fabric in that little bin there. Yeah, so just need to sort that out. It is pretty amazing what comes out of a cabinet. So yeah, so thicker fabric, flashlight, vintage pattens, just a little mini basket of stuff. There's a big box there, that's just like those little leaflet things, that places to go visit and things. Yeah, a couple of little cushions. Someone was making cushions, so they go inside the actual cushion covers. Yeah, little double display plate for cakes, biscuits, pies, whatever, breads. And a couple of little bins there with just some fabric in, so I know what they are. Also found me my Christmas fabric to make some little projects. I am hoping to do that over Vlogmas, just to bring you some little Christmassy projects, but you know what it's like, guys, you just have to be in the mind to do it. Really like this fabric, so super soft. It's like a brushed cotton. Yeah, going through things, I found the shirt that I thrifted. So it has all these wonderful animals on. And yeah, I was going to resize it so it would fit me. These fabrics here are from Sobrum, which is last year. It's over a year ago now. Off the top of my head, I think it was October 5th, I believe. Yeah. So, you need to start sewing with these, don't I? And then we get a kitty, Lucy, in the cabinet. I don't know, you funny girl. You funny girl. Yeah. Right guys, I think that is it, so I'm going to call it quits for this evening. And although you've only seen little tiny snippets of a long drawn out day, didn't really know what else to film, to be fair. And yeah, don't know, I might do some cutting out later, see how I feel, because the pattern that I traced out, that's all I did, traced it out, so no cutting out, no sewing of it yet. And yeah, I may go through the patterns that I showed you guys with the steels just to check, and then put them with my other vintage patterns. Yeah, so yeah, how's your day guys? What have you been up to? Busy day, quiet day, in-betweeny day? Yeah, and how's everybody doing? Hope everybody's okay and you're staying safe as best as you possibly can. Yeah, so for the evening, just gonna clean and tidy up, do the dishes. Later on this evening, catch up on a few YouTube videos. Yeah, obviously TE, spend time with TE. Yeah, he's doing okay, and yeah, that's it guys. I'm done really. I've just had one of those days, and yeah, okay. So thank you for stopping by, and see you tomorrow.